Vice President Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. I welcome Vice President Harris to Singapore. We had an excellent discussion this morning and reaffirmed the robust and enduring partnership between Singapore and the United States. I also expressed our appreciation for the US's active role in the Asia-Pacific and especially in Southeast Asia, and our shared support for a stable, rules-based order in the region based on international law, where all countries can both cooperate and compete peacefully with one another and prosper together. The Vice President's visit follows Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's visit here just a month ago. It emphasizes the U.S. administration's commitment to this region and shows that the U.S. has both strategic and economic stakes in Southeast Asia. We value the U.S. renewing its ties with friends and partners here, and especially with Singapore. Economic cooperation between the U.S. and Singapore is dynamic and flourishing. Our FTA with the U.S., signed in 2004, was the U.S.'s first with an Asian country. Since then, our bilateral trade, which is well-balanced and mutually beneficial, has more than doubled. And Singapore is also the second largest Asian investor in the United States, with direct investment stock of $65 billion. Our investments in the U.S., together with American exports to Singapore, support over 250,000 American jobs. Today, Singapore is home to nearly 5,500 U.S. companies. The U.S. is Singapore's largest foreign direct investor, and the FDI stock of the U.S. in Singapore is $315 billion. It's more than U.S. investments in China, India, and South Korea combined. On security and defense, the U.S. has played an important and constructive role in the region for over 70 years. Singapore is a major security cooperation partner of the U.S., and we have consistently supported a strong U.S. presence in the region through our words and actions. Our two countries cooperate well on transnational issues, including terrorism, cybersecurity, and counterproliferation. Our security, intelligence, and law enforcement agencies hold regular dialogues. Singapore participated in the International Security Assistance Force, or ISAF, in Afghanistan, and we were later the first Southeast Asian country to contribute personnel and assets to the global coalition to defeat ISIS, which was in Iraq. The U.S. is a partner nation in Singapore's newly established multilateral counterterrorism information facility. We discussed these issues with Vice President Harris, and on Afghanistan specifically, I mentioned to Vice President that we knew that the U.S. was conducting an evacuation operation of refugees from Afghanistan, and Singapore would like to offer to the U.S. the use of the RSAF's, Republic of Singapore Air Forces, Airbus 330 multi-role tanker and transporter aircraft in order to help with the airlift. Our defense cooperation goes back many decades. Singapore has one of the largest foreign training presences in the U.S. We deeply appreciate the U.S.'s support for our training detachments in Arizona at Luke Air Force Base and in Idaho at Mountain Home. 2 years ago, we renewed the 1990 Memorandum of Understanding, which provides the U.S. military with access to Singapore's air and naval bases. Vice President Harris will be visiting Changi Naval Base later this afternoon, and there I hope she'll see how Singapore has supported the U.S. military presence and its defense engagements in the region. We've hosted rotational deployment of U.S. aircraft and Navy ships, and also including littoral combat ships, such as the USS Tulsa, which the Vice President will be visiting. Our bilateral cooperation takes place in the context of regional and multilateral cooperation efforts. Singapore appreciates the U.S. participation in ASEAN and regional forums, like the ARF, the ADMM+, and APEC. We work together at these forums, reflecting our shared commitment to multilateralism to tackle regional and global issues like climate change. On this 55th anniversary of US-Singapore diplomatic relations, I'm happy that we are embarking on new areas of partnership. We concluded 3 agreements between our cyber, defense, and finance industries, agencies. Singapore and US are also launching a climate partnership, and we are also pleased with the joint smart city capacity building initiatives. We're elevating the US-Singapore Collaboration Platform MOU to a new partnership for growth and innovation, and we welcome the US-Singapore Supply Chain Dialogue to work together to strengthen supply chain resilience. On pandemic preparedness, we will pursue collaboration on genome sequencing and epidemic intelligence, which will speed up identification of COVID-19 variants as well as emerging disease threats and augment regional preparedness for current and future academics. We are also happy to see both sides cooperating on space, which is the next frontier. It's a substantial agenda of deliverables which will enhance our partnership, and I'm confident that our long-standing and multifaceted bilateral relationship will continue to strengthen year by year. Thank you very much.